Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your April 2016 general reading. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck, drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week with an additional card as your overall theme and general feeling for the reading, your crowning card. I thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. I love reading your comments and your feedback, both on my channel and the ones you send to my email as well. So keep those coming. Thank you very much for those. These are general readings, and I always say that if they don't resonate or apply directly to you, you can feel free to, please always do check your rising and your moon sign as well to get a clearest picture of the month ahead as possible. Thank you going out, as always, to those of you who reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It is always an honor and a pleasure and so gratifying to do those readings for you. So thank you very much for the opportunity for that. And for those of you who are interested in a one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you some more information and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Scorpio for April 2016. Scorpio, April 2016. And I appreciate your patience in waiting for the earth and air signs. They will be out over the next 1 to 2 days. But this reading is for Scorpio. April 2016. What does the month of April hold for our little stingers? Scorpio, April 2016. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Swords, the Page of Wands followed by the Eight of Wands, the Strength card followed by the Seven of Wands, and the Star card followed by the Ten of Pentacles. And as your crowning card from the bottom of the deck, we have the Justice card. This is very, very similar to a reading I did for Pisces. Must be something going on with the water elements this month. At least you two. So let's take a look. Okay, Scorpio. So we begin the month with the Knight of Wands in reverse, paired with the Seven of Swords. So the Knight of Wands, in the upright position, Wands is that element of fire and air, very dynamic combination, change, movement, action, power is what the suit of Wands is all about. In the upright position, the Knight of Wands would come charging in with a fair amount of speed. This would point to somebody very passionate, very creative, very dynamic, very driven, somebody who's a good leader with the ability to inspire, very single-minded, very focused, and very determined, as knights tend to be. And this would be somebody coming in to help get a project started, to help you get something moving, to help give you creative inspiration and enthusiasm as well, or to offer his or her help in that. However, you have gotten it in the reverse position. And I'm really feeling this as an actual individual in your life, Scorpio, and I'm feeling a lot of really negative vibes off of this. This could be a fire sign in your life, which would be Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or someone who just has a lot of fire in their natal chart who manifests the traits of the Knight of Wands. But in reverse, this would speak about all those wonderful, fiery, dynamic qualities being taken to a negative extreme. This would be somebody who would, I still feel kind of an air of speed coming in, but I feel an air kind of a deceit, underhandedness, a very aggressive, very negatively assertive sort of energy with this. And I feel like it's somebody who's trying to take something from you in some way or challenge you in some way, because that Knight of Wands in reverse is accompanied by the Seven of Swords. So swords is the element of air, and swords the suit that points towards our words and ideas, our thoughts, how we look at something, our mindsets, our reasoning, our logic. It's all about what goes on up here. And the Seven of Swords, I've heard too often referred as the thief card. There is an air of deceit and trickery around this card, which I'm feeling around that Knight of Wands in reverse too. Scorpio, it feels like this Knight of Wands individual at the beginning of April 2016, or perhaps even beginning at the end of March 2016. There's an individual in your life who's trying to take from you in some way. If it's not in a very tangible, physical sense, like actual money or finances or property of some kind, then it points towards feeling like there's somebody in your life or somebody coming into your life very quickly, very suddenly, or somebody in your life doing this very quickly and suddenly, taking advantage of you or exploiting you in some way and getting away with it. This card shows a man who's, the implication being he's broken into this house in broad daylight and he's stolen a bunch of this person's swords and he's making off with this look over his shoulder as if to say, look what I'm getting away with right in the middle of the day. So again, if it's not being stolen from in a tangible, physical sort of way, it's just feeling like this person has just come in and all of a sudden they're depleting you in some way. They're taking advantage of you. They're borrowing money. They're sucking up a lot of your time, love, resources, energy, whatever it is. But it's just got a very negative and a very fast feel to it as well. Now, right next to that, we have, and there's this kind of a sneaky secrecy kind of feel about it too. So if it's not something that's happening right now that you're aware of, it may be something you want to keep your eyes out for, because it looks like there's going to be some communication coming around it. In the second week, we have the Page of Wands, followed by the Eight of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands, pages can represent messages or messengers. They can represent young people or actual children in your life, but I'm actually feeling this more as a message. And I feel it's a message coming in quite fast and quite dramatically about this Knight of Wands kind of secrecy, theft, being taken advantage of situation. I feel like there's a message coming in about it. This could represent you actually finding out what this is or what this person is actually doing to you. This could represent another individual giving you this message or acting as kind of a go-between. But it's paired with the Eight of Wands, which is the card of communication. And I feel, and again, there's a lot of similarities to the reading for Pisces this month as well. I feel like there's communication coming and going back and forth. It feels kind of negative, conflictive. Some of it I feel is information revealing. Again, for some of you, whatever it is this Knight of Wands person represents and whatever it is that he's doing in terms of taking from you or taking advantage from you or making you feel that they are. There's messages coming in around it. I feel communication going back and forth about it. It may be between you and this Knight of Wands individual. But I believe that initially it starts as just receiving information that's enlightening or informative somehow about this. And it could be about, again, what to do about it too. I feel like for some of you, this communication is kind of, it's a variety of communication. It's like finding out what's going on, maybe having some very conflictive and argumentative conversation with this Knight of Wands individual. And for some of you, I feel it's going to be, again, further communication on what to do about it. So around the middle of the month, the third week of the month, we have the combination of Strength, which is a major arcana card, paired with the Seven of Wands. And I feel like, Scorpio, this is a very strong piece of advice to remain strong at this time, which is what the Strength card represents. It represents a more grounded, calm, almost feminine energy kind of strength. It talks about pairing gentleness with a sense of being grounded, and in this situation, a sense of knowing what your boundaries are, but not to be, violent or violently aggressive about it. Just saying, this is my boundaries, and this is what I'm going to be doing about it, and remain strong and remain set by any boundaries that you've set or that you're setting with this situation or this person. This is a card about being confident on the path that you're on and confident about the decisions you're making, but again, in a very quiet but solid, grounded state of mind. This woman is striding forward rather fearlessly and courageously on her path. She has tamed the wild beast, mastered her problems, her issues, or embraced a part of herself she's found hard to embrace previously. And she's done it using strength and gentleness and a knowledge and confidence of knowing that she's on the right path. So I believe this situation is calling for you to be strong, but in a very, maybe not necessarily quiet, but just the strength of knowing that you're in the right, because it feels like you're in the right in this situation, that you're absolutely in the right, and that you need to stand by that. It's paired with the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is primarily a defensive card. This is a card of standing by what you believe in, of defending something that you've invested a great deal of time, money, energy, resources, love, etc. You can see that the man on this card is standing in front of the door to his keep, his castle, his home, something that he feels a very strong sense of ownership in because of how much he's invested in it. He feels it belongs to him. And he's defending it. Again, you can see he's holding his wand up in a defensive posture, not aggressive, but defensive. That's the kind of strength the strength of the card is calling for because he's being challenged or threatened in some way by these other six wands. This is a card of standing your ground, of standing up for what you believe in, speaking your piece, of defending something that belongs to you. And I really feel, Scorpio, like paired with this strength card, the strong message is whatever this situation is where you're being taken from, taken advantage of, exploited in some way, just feeling depleted by this person, you're having communications about it. The strength card, I believe, is asking you to remain strong, to remain grounded, to set some very firm boundaries and stay by them. Not to be too aggressive about it, just be solid and firm about it and defend what you believe in and stand up for what you feel is right in the situation. For those of you for whom this resonates as somebody actually taking something from you and you're trying to figure out how to get it back or how to defend somehow, this card is saying with strength, be grounded in it. Don't get all psycho about it, but be grounded, be firm, be strength, stick to your boundaries, defend what you feel is yours, and if there's steps that need to be taken to pursue it, as long as they're not, as long as they're grounded, practical steps to go ahead and do that. But it says to defend what you believe is yours. For some of you, this is just going, this may represent an idea, a career choice of some kind. There is a lot of wands energy in this reading, and that can point towards a creative idea, a career, something to do with that. So just stand by what you believe in, stand up for what you believe in, and defend what you feel is yours. Now, at or towards the end of the month, just like with Pisces, it looks like it's going to wrap up pretty well for you. Maybe around the third, fourth week, we have the beautiful major arcana card of the Star paired with the Ten of Pentacles. So it looks like this resolves itself or has a positive outcome or the beginnings of one at or towards the end of the month. We have the Star card, beautiful major arcana card, and this is the card of hope and faith, of having hope and faith that the wheel is on the upswing for you, that difficult times are going to be getting easier. This is the card of transitioning from a place of darkness into a place of light, of trusting in the path that lies in front of you. There's a very strong sense of the intuitive about this. Trust in your intuition about the path that you're on. It corresponds beautifully with that strength card. Beautiful feminine strength energy here. The woman on this card is pouring her pitchers out into the water, completely emptying them out, in perfect faith and perfect confidence that her pitchers are going to be refilled again because the source is limitless. Whatever the situation is that you're facing, Scorpio, this situation, this individual that you're fighting somehow, or that you feel is trying to take something from you, or has taken something from you, or is trying to, remain calm, remain grounded, remain strong, defend what you feel is yours, and have faith that you're on the right path. Have faith that it's all going to turn out okay for you. There's a strong sense of peace, restoration, and healing in this card, and it's paired with the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card that promises success, abundance, and prosperity in a very good, grounded, solid foundation kind of way, step by step. This card does not have, excuse me, such an immediate feel to it. There is success, abundance, and prosperity, but again, it's in a step-by-step building up the foundation kind of way. And there's also a theme of family and home around this too, as if what this is benefiting in you, that it benefits not only you, but also somehow your family, your home environment. It's all about this foundation. It could represent family home, family business, family money, a family estate. But it is abundance and prosperity, very secure, very grounded, and something that feels as if it's going to carry you for quite a long time. And the Star card is asking you to have faith in that being your end goal. So Scorpio, I feel like, again, whatever the situation is you're dealing with, this individual, something's either been taken from you or is trying to be taken from you. The advice of the cards is to be strong, hold your ground. Don't be an aggressive twit about it, but just be strong, set your boundaries, stay by them, defend what you believe in, fight for what is yours, have hope and faith that it's going to turn out, because it looks like it's going to turn out really, really well for you in a very tangible, it's going to play out, the outcome is going to be very good in a very tangible sort of way. If this represents a court case, it's going to be in your favor. If you're fighting to get something back, it looks like you'll get it back and maybe something more. but it looks like it's just going to be about this communication, watching your words, watching the communication, getting the full facts about it, remaining strong, sticking by the boundaries that you set, defending what's yours, stand by for what's yours, and fight for what's yours, and have hope and faith that you're going to get it back, and then it's going to be, I think, blessed even more than what you've lost or what it looks like you might be losing or feel like you're losing. And the card that kind of echoes this is your overall crowning card, which is the Justice card, another beautiful major arcana card. This is a card of reaping what you sow. And again, I feel like it's advice on how you deal with this. The outcome of this, which is what this card represents, the outcome or decision of how this all plays out towards the end of the month. It looks like it has the potential to play out quite well as long as you remain patient, strong, grounded, don't go off the deep end. The Justice card speaks of the outcome of something being depending entirely upon what you put into it. Whatever you put into this is exactly what you're going to get back out of it, including the mannerisms and the way that you present this thing and the way that you go into it, or even the way that you defend it, even though it feels like you're in the right. Again, be strong, be grounded, be firm. Don't be aggressive, but just stay in what you know to be right. And it looks like everything's going to turn out okay for you. For those for whom this represents some kind of legal situation, the Justice card in the upright points towards everything being in your favor, contracts, negotiations, everything being in your favor. You just in the middle of the month feel like it's not going so well, something's being taken away from you or is threatened, but to hold your ground, stay firm, keep on the path, you're on the right path, trust in that. Make sure that all the decisions and actions you take during this retain a sense of honor and integrity for yourself, and it looks like things are going to play out pretty well for you by the end of the month. So how interesting, a lot of similarities to Pisces. So Scorpio, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it's resonated for you or brought you some insight and clarity on the path that lies ahead for this April 2016. For those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage for more information and contact me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com, and I would be delighted to work with you. So until I see you in a couple weeks for the mid-month readings, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, Scorpio, and I'll see you soon. Bye.